Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And in today's episode I wanted to talk about my thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League because I finally watched it. And holy crap, it was a bit of a slog to get through. You know, everyone's saying it's 4 hours. It's like 3 hours and 50 minutes, you know, because who's watching the credits really. And I thought it was just okay. I see where people are coming from who have wanted to see it for years. You know, the first Justice League movie came out in 2017 and was not good at all. And I see where people are coming from, especially with how Zack Snyder had to step away with his family tragedy. And they put that Joss Whedon thing together, and it was not good. And Zack Snyder's Justice League was definitely a step in the right direction, definitely better than Joss Whedon's. But how many people are really going to sit through 4 hours ever again? I don't think I'm ever going to watch the movie again. Anyway, let me talk about just with the DCEU in general. Overall, the DCEU is okay. I have all the movies. I think I have all the movies at least. I picked them up, most of them, a while back at Best Buy. They're like $5 each. And overall, I would have to say, you know, I don't think we count the Joker, though. The Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That's probably my favorite one, in my opinion. But I don't think it's like its own side story. My favorite one is probably Aquaman, to be honest with you. But anyway, starting with the beginning, you had Man of Steel, which came out in 2013. I saw it in theaters and it's always been on FX quite a few times. And Man of Steel is pretty good overall. I like that one. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This is, of course, the Ultimate Edition. Funny story about this one. I saw this in theaters. Came out on my birthday in 2016. I remember going to see it on my birthday that Friday night, and I fell asleep. It was like a 9 o'clock showing, and what's the Ultimate Edition? Does it have back? Yeah, the Ultimate Edition is 182 minutes. So it's almost 3 hours. Yeah. And the theatrical version is 151, so that's 2.5 hours, and I fell asleep. And Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is god-awful. Watching it again, though, especially watching the Ultimate Edition, I do like it a little bit better. I see the motives behind it, but there's so many things they could have expanded upon, especially, you know, the Robin suit, jokes on you, Batman, obviously Jason Todd being dead in that universe. And they do make mention, I guess, in other lore that, you know, this Bruce Wayne is experienced. He's probably been in the game for 30 plus years, whatever. I feel like there's a missed opportunity there, but I did fall asleep watching this in theaters. And the shoehorn of Doomsday at the end, of course, which people have made note of before. Then the next movie that came out, Suicide Squad, sucks. Like I said, I picked all these up just because to have a collection, and they're like $5 each. Wonder Woman, which I think came out in 2017, okay. I've only seen it twice. Everyone seems to praise this one as one of the best. I think it's just okay. Then Justice League, which the casting for these characters, aside from the Flash, is very good. Like Aquaman, he's the definitive Aquaman at this point. Henry Cavill looks great as Superman. Gal Gadot looks great as Wonder Woman. Ben Affleck is the definitive Batman. Ray Fisher, especially watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, he's good. He's actually pretty good. I'm not really sure what other movies he's been in. And yeah, Jeremy Irons as Alfred, great stuff. Then you had Aquaman, which is my favorite, I think. Out of all the DC movies, this was just a whole lot of fun. Seeing it in theaters around Christmas time when it came out. And then Shazam, which it was pretty good. I like Shazam. And then, of course, I like the Joker. It's pretty decent. But anyway, for the meat and potatoes of this review here, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, you know, like I said, the fans have been trying to get it for years, since like 2017 when they found out the inside scoop. And you've seen the sort of back and forth of Ray Fisher going against everyone, going against Joss Whedon, going against Jeff Johns. And I get where the man's coming from. I mean, he's kind of going a little out of control, everything's racist, whatever. But they cut a lot of his story out of the film. And I see where he's coming from, and he's definitely a main part of the film. Ben Affleck steals this show as Batman. I think he's great. I hope they continue with... Obviously, I guess they're not, though, because they cast Robert Pattinson, and they've already said that Matt Reeves is going to do a trilogy for the Batman movies. And Robert Pattinson, my God, the twink, the vampire Batman. But I think Ben Affleck has been cast in the Flash movie, and they're going to do like the Flashpoint storyline. I think Michael Keaton's also in it, and they're going to, do time travel and shit. Ezra Miller as the Flash still sucks. He's just weird. Like, he does not act like Barry Allen. And his whole introduction. So let's start from the beginning. I'm kind of going a little off the rails. So the beginning of the movie starts with Superman's death from Batman v Superman. And starts with Lois sort of mourning that. And you see she's like bringing a coffee to this police officer. I guess she brings it to him every day. Then it cuts to Bruce Wayne in the Arctic there, trying to recruit Aquaman. And Aquaman declines that, of course. And then you get a bit of backstory with Wonder Woman. Well, no, it goes to Wonder Woman fighting in London, fighting against those terrorists or whatever. And the slow-mo. I know Zack Snyder's into the slow-mo shit because he does it in all his movies. But it's sort of excessive here. I feel like you could just use it for the Flash scenes when he's going really fast. But every character has a slow-mo scene. Superman eventually has a slow-mo scene. Wonder Woman has the slow. It's just excessive, and he does it at all of them in Watchmen and 300. And as far as Zack Snyder goes, I like him as a director. 300, the first movie is great. The second movie is good too. I'm not sure if he directed it or he just produced it or whatever, but I thought the second one was good, and it had that one woman in it who was in one of the James Bond Daniel Craig movies. They're good. I like Watchmen. I think the Watchmen movie is better than the comic in my opinion. The Dawn of the Dead remake is good. I guess they're doing a sequel of that too for Netflix. It's coming out soon with Dave Bautista's in it and a few others. And that's really all I've seen for Zack Snyder movies. I know he's done a movie called Sucker Punch, which I haven't seen, and he's done Kick-Ass, which is also a comic series, I believe. But yeah, I think Zack Snyder's a good director, and he has his quirks and stuff, but the slow-mo is excessive, and there's a lot of scenes of the slow-mo. Then it cuts, one of the good scenes actually is, then it cuts to Steppenwolf going to Themyscira to get one of the mother boxes. The mother box had been activated, and it sort of calls him. And Steppenwolf, his voice actor is really good. I forget who voiced him, but he's very good. He looks better in this movie than he did in Justice League. They sort of redesigned his outfit, which is nice. And there's more of a story to him. Like in the Justice League version, he was mother, like it was all about the mother. But in this, he's actually working for Darkseid, and essentially he had done wrong to Darkseid in the past, and he needs to redeem himself. And he speaks to Desaad, and Desaad says, 50,000 planets by Wednesday, Steppenwolf, it will be done. It's like, it's pretty funny. He's like the evil teacher. And there's all these memes, especially on the TV board on 4chan, of, the facial expressions of Steppenwolf. Like, he looks all upset. He's like, he's all mad. So anyway, he conquers that real quick, defeats a lot of the Amazons. And then the Queen sends the arrow to warn Diana, I guess. So then, it goes around. And then eventually, Wonder Woman is speaking to Batman, sort of telling the story of the past about, Darkseid's original conquest, which I thought that scene was good too. And it showed all the people gathering together, all the forces, all the Amazons, all the Atlanteans, King of Atlantis. The men were all together. It showed a Green Lantern who they were talking how it was Kilowog, but I saw him, the lantern that they had in this movie, and it definitely wasn't Kilowog. I'm not sure what lantern it was, and he actually died. And you saw when he died in the Battle of Darkseid killed him, and his ring sort of fell off his finger and sort of went up into space. So I wonder who got that. But yeah, and then also Ares and Zeus, and the scene with Ares is pretty cool. And he definitely gave me some vibes like from he looked like Leonidas in a certain sense, like Gerald Butler from the movie 300, which is kind of cool. I guess Snyder's into that sort of thing. But, that whole battle was good, and they overwhelmed Darkseid, and he was bleeding all over the place, and he was sent retreating. And I mentioned that was the first planet that he failed to conquer, and he's been wanting to seek his revenge ever since. And it showed, all the three mother boxes were together, and it gave more lore about that and how they were going to come do that. And then, it cuts to more Cyborg scenes, and you get more context of that. Like, I feel like I haven't seen the Justice League movie since it came out. I only saw it once, and I saw it a few scenes of the Blu-ray, but I couldn't, like I said, I bought it on sale. And I sort of skimmed through it. I couldn't watch the whole thing because it's so god-awful. But But yeah, more scenes of Cyborg, and you get flashbacks from when he was playing football, and scenes of his mother. And, the mother was at the football game and driving home, and she dies in the car crash, and that's how, he becomes Cyborg, and, he blames his father for that because he was working at Star Labs and not a part of it. And you get Ryan Choi is in this, so I don't believe he was in the original. Yeah, and then you get the introduction to the Flash. He's like applying for a job, and he sees Iris West out there, who, of course is black. They gotta, and that was another funny thing. See too with the Amazons, they show all the Amazons, and like, aside from the Queen, there's 2 other Amazons, and of course it's the black Amazon who gets to make a comment too, which I just find funny. They gotta shove all that shit in there. It might have been Nubia, who knows? But anyway, so the scene with the Flash, the slow mo. There's a car coming. Actually, it's a truck, and it's going to hit Iris. So the Flash uses his super speed, which I like the scene in the beginning. And then it hits a hot dog cart, and I just thought it was cringe as hell. It hits a hot dog cart, and there's these fucking hot dogs that are just coming down in slow motion. And the Flash, Ezra Miller being, he's a faggot. We all know that, right? Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Who knows? But he's a fag in real life. And and this is like innuendo, the way I took it. He puts the hot dog in his pocket. It's like, what the hell is going on here? A lot of gay innuendo there. But anyway, he saves Iris. And aside from the whole hot dog scene, I thought that scene was kind of cute and nice. But, he pockets the hot dog. It's like, what the hell is going on? I just thought it was cringe as hell. So, anyway, and then cutting more to Aquaman. It's basically going all over the place. And it's, like I said, it's 3 hours and 50 minutes. So, he's trying to, and Zack Snyder too, with the whole way he's shown his vision. Essentially, in the beginning, he was promised to do 3 Justice League movies in total. Actually, no, doing 5 movies in total, doing a sequel to Justice League. So he's trying to cram it all in because essentially he's done with Warner Brothers. I don't think they're going to go forward. Warner Brothers has already made all these statements saying they're not going to go forward with his vision anyway, which is their choice. I mean, his casting is great. The way he casts all the characters, aside from the Flash, is great. But anyway, more scenes of Aquaman. You get more Willem Dafoe. I don't think he was in Justice League at all. Willem Dafoe, and he's in it as Nudius Volko, which I thought he was great in the Aquaman movie, and it's cool to see him again. And he looks cool here because he's got his hair down. In the Aquaman movie, it was in like a bun or a ponytail or something. So he looks more badass. You get to see Amber Heard as Mira, and Zack Snyder at the end there, he reshot scenes and with her in it, so that sort of dispels the rumors of her getting fired by DC. And what she did to Johnny Depp is terrible, but can we just not deny she's fucking hot? Okay, she's hot in the Mira costume, and she shot more scenes at the end, so she's clearly still employed. So I don't know what everyone's talking about, saying that she was fired by DC, but whatever. What she did was definitely wrong to Johnny Depp, and that's a horrible situation. But we gotta admit that she's sexy, okay? That's a fact. Anyway, you get more scenes of that, and then Steppenwolf invades and conquers Atlantis, gets the mother box there, and then the third mother box is in possession of Star Labs and Cyborg's father. So, but that hasn't been called quite yet. And then, they're finally getting recruited, and Aquaman finally agrees to help, and Cyborg agrees to help as well because his father was kidnapped because I guess with the mother box, Steppenwolf can smell it or whatever, and it leads him to there. And the whole team goes to rescue Cyborg's father and the other Star Labs employees, and they get the mother box and send Steppenwolf packing. At this point, everyone's all there, everyone except Superman at this point, and they have the mother box. And they're like, oh, we can use it to revive Superman, which they do. So they go and revive Superman, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's sort of evil. And also before that, you got a scene with Lois and Martha Kent. Why'd you say that name? But you get a scene with that, and when Lois leaves, her eyes glow red, and she turns into the Martian Manhunter. And it's like, what the fuck? We gotta cram as many characters into this as possible. It was just kind of weird. But anyway, Superman's back, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he starts attacking all the heroes. And what happens at first is Cyborg has auto defense system, and he turns into a gun and shoots Superman, and it provokes him, and he attacks. And then Lois shows up and sort of calms Superman down, and they go back to the farm or whatever for a minute, and everyone gets ready for the final battle, and that's exactly what they do, and they're getting ready to have the final battle of Steppenwolf. And very good scenes, especially Batman. Batman is fucking... Ben Affleck as Batman is badass. Ben Affleck is great. Like, of all the things that should remain, get Robert Pattinson out of there and just keep Ben Affleck as Batman. And, you know, that's another thing that was sort of cut as well, because they were going to go forward with that and have, like, the Deathstroke... what's the guy's name? Joe... I don't know. He's got an Italian last name who plays Deathstroke, has the cameo at the end. Him versus Batman. That would have been pretty cool. But, you know, Ben Affleck had his drinking problem. And actually a great movie with Ben Affleck you guys should check out is, I believe it's called The Way Back. That was the last movie I saw in theaters before the Coof last March. And it was him as sort of having a drinking problem in the movie. And he was a basketball coach. And it was a very good movie. I highly recommend it. It was the last movie I saw in theaters last year. But anyway, they have the final battle at the end. And they're getting defeated, getting overwhelmed, and then Superman shows up, and he's wearing the black suit, and he actually does look pretty badass wearing the black suit. Gets ready to save the day, and they all throw their punches, and what happens is they all get their hits in. It's a great scene, too, of Aquaman getting Steppenwolf's spear and stabbing him. I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's a portal open with Darkseid. And you can see him. He's voiced by this guy, Ray Porter, who has an awesome voice. I'm not really sure. I've never heard of him. I wonder if he's been like a voice actor in the past. That seems like something he would do. But you see a portal, and you got Darkseid, Desaad, and Granny Goodness, and they're getting ready with the Armada, and see Steppenwolf defeated. And before that, Steppenwolf was about to win, and then the Flash went back in time, which was a very cool scene, actually, where he goes back in time. The one good scene with Ezra Miller. So that was cool. And then as they kill Steppenwolf, he gets sent into the portal, and then it ends with Darkseid stomping and killing Steppenwolf, stomping on his head, which is kind of cool. So yeah, and then there's also another scene too with Barry Allen's father in jail and talking to him there. I like the actor who plays Barry Allen's father. I don't recall his name. I don't think they even credited him. He had like an uncredited cameo, which is kind of strange. And then it ends there, and Batman has what's known as the Nightmare Vision. You sort of saw the Nightmare Vision in Batman v Superman, where he's, you know, like in the desert wasteland wearing that, you know, a jacket or whatever, and he has the gun, and it's showing him with that again, and it's there. And Barry Allen, you know, Ezra Miller is the Flash again with a cool costume. It's sort of metal. Cyborg's there too. Who else is there? Deathstroke, and he's got his eye patch. He's got a mohawk. He looks badass, by the Joe Italian last name guy. And then Jared Leto's Joker, who is definitely pulling Heath Ledger vibes. A lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people who praised the Zack Snyder's Justice League said this scene sucked. I actually like this scene, and Jared Leto's Joker's there, like doing his crazy laugh, and then Mira's there too, and she's talking about, and she has a British accent all of a sudden. Oi, he's gonna get what he's coming. You know, talking about Darkseid, they're gonna kill him now. So, and there's a funny line with Jared Leto's Joker where he pulls a Joker card out of his mouth and he goes, "A truce, Bruce." And I thought that was a funny little quote there. But yeah, and they mention, you know, I guess he sees the future, and also in the movie they mention the anti-life equation, and in this alternate evil future, Superman is controlled by Darkseid after Lois Lane got killed, and they gotta retaliate against that. And that's what Darkseid says at the end with Desaad. Yeah, it's a funny scene too where Desaad goes, "I told you he would fail. I told you Steppenwolf would fail." And and Darkseid's like, "Well, we know about anti-life now, so we can conquer this planet later." So it's just long, and I slogged through it on my day off. I said, "Let me watch this," and I didn't pay for it either. I have a link. If anyone, 123 movies, let's just say that. But if anyone wants a link, you can message me, and I can send you a link, and you can watch it for free. There's no reason to really pay for any movies at this point anymore, especially with streaming service, with all the technology and websites that exist. But I slogged through it on my day off, and overall, do I regret it? No, it was fun. It was entertaining. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch were like praising this to the high heavens, and granted, a lot of them were advocates of the Snyder Cut. But if we're gonna rank the original, let's say this, in my honest opinion, this is a 3 out of 10. The Zack Snyder Justice League is a 7 out of 10. It's good. It's definitely good, but I will probably never watch it again just because of how long it is. Like, even with the event, like for the Marvel movies are, like, I remember back in the day when I still had cable, they would always be on FX, and I put them on in the background. They're good background movies. They're not movies that, like, I'd see them in theaters, and they're fun and all, but after that, I can't say that I ever really watch them all the way, like, sitting down, glued to my seat, watch them. They're background movies. And, you know, watching all the Marvel movies. The best Marvel movie still is probably Infinity War, but I've never even, I saw Endgame in the theaters, and I haven't seen it since. I have seen Infinity War a few times, because I owned it on Blu-ray, but I haven't seen Endgame since. And I don't think I will, because that's another 3-hour movie. But, like, other movies like Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, which every one of those movies is like 3.5 hours when you watch the extended edition, I'm glued to my seat watching those movies. Fan-freaking-tastic. But, this, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a background movie. I guess I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. I really see no desire. I mean, kudos for the fans for rallying the troops and advocating for this movie. But, I don't know. And the reshoots and all that, it's because Zack Snyder, he's not going to do any more Justice League movies. I don't believe he is. Warner Brothers already put out a statement like, oh, we're moving on from him. And they are. You see with their slate, they got the 3 Robert Pattinson movies, which I don't know why they're already, you know, sold on doing 3 when the first one hasn't come out and we don't know what it's like yet. They're doing the Flash movie with Affleck, with Ezra Miller, and with Michael Keaton, I believe. They're doing Black Adam with The Rock and a few others. I think Hawkman and a few other characters are going to be in it. They are doing Shazam 2. They're doing Aquaman 2, which Aquaman is the best freaking one out of the whole bunch. You got to do Aquaman 2. And I do believe Amber Heard is returning because she reshot scenes with Zack Snyder. That's another thing, too. At the end, Martian Manhunter appears after Batman has the nightmare vision, and he's like, oh, you can see the future. I will be joining the Justice League shortly. And apparently Zack Snyder didn't even want the Martian Manhunter to be in it. He wanted to have Jon Stewart, you know, appear at the end, but Warner Brothers is like, no, J.J. Abrams is doing the Green Lantern show or whatever, and they're going to do that. They're going to do a Green Lantern show on HBO Max, and that's the other direction they're going. They got J.J. Abrams. They hired him. He's going to do the Superman movie, and I don't know. I guess they're going to move from Henry Cavill, which, look at Henry Cavill. The dude's a fucking, where's a good image? Look at him. This is like the definitive looking Superman. And same with Ben Affleck. The whole Batman costume looks fucking great. Like, the way the characters look and everything is fantastic. Like I said, the casting, aside from Ezra Miller, fantastic. They're all perfect. Well, except for Lex Luthor, too. He's terrible. And yeah, they missed opportunity with Deathstroke. I mean, he looks like a badass, too. They ruined that. He looks like a competent actor. That would have been great, Batman versus Deathstroke. But anyway, this is a rambling video, almost 25 minutes. Overall, I think the Justice League was okay. I thought it was just okay. I don't think it was as great as everyone's saying. And I've seen some of the channels that I watched, they're like, I've seen it 3 times. How the hell did you see that shit 3 times? 12 hours. What are you doing, bro? I mean, there's so many other movies and shows and things to do and watch and video games to play. I can't really waste so much time watching it over and over again. Like I said, I watched it once. And as far as the Marvel movies go, like, they're good background movies because they're like 2 hours long. 4 hours. Like, I can't have that in the background for so long. I don't know. But please leave me your comments down below what you thought of this movie and if you thought it was better. I mean, I think the general consensus is yes, it definitely was better, but was it really that much better? I don't know. Please leave me your thoughts in the comments down below and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.